Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share a tutorial how to make this granny square crop top. So for this project you will need a bunch of different yarn. I used cotton yarn and just some scrap yarn that I had laying around. So basically you can choose any yarn as long as it is the same weight. And for this yarn I have it's 4.5mm hook. Just whatever was recommended on these yarns. The ones I'm using is paintbox and it's cotton aran, but as I said before, you can just choose any yarn you want. So first we're gonna start with granny square. So I'm gonna start my granny square with this green. So let's just do a slip knot. Put your hook through the loop, and now we're gonna chain 4. And we're gonna put our hook in the first loop here, pull yarn through, and pull yarn through our first stitch as well. So we did a slip knot, and now we have to stick a little circle, so you can see it here, just a little circle. And now we're gonna chain 3, and we're gonna do 2 double crochets inside the circle. So yarn over, put your hook inside the circle, take yarn from outside, and we have 3 little loops here. So yarn over again, pull yarn through 2, and pull yarn through 2 again. So now we have these 2 little chains. Now we're going to do this again, so yarn over, pull your hook through the circle, pull yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So that's our first little cluster. So this little piece here, and now for the first row we're gonna make 4 of these, and with 2 single crochets in between. So we did this first one. Now we're gonna chain 2. So this is gonna be our corner. And now again, yarn over, go inside the circle, pull yarn through, and make a double crochet. We're gonna make 3 in total for the second cluster. So now you can see it's a little first cluster here, and this is forming a corner, and then a little cluster here. And now again we're gonna chain 2, yarn over, go into the circle, and make 3 double crochets. And again, chain 2, and do 3 double crochets again to make our last 4th cluster. And now to form our last corner, we're gonna chain 2, and just, because we chained 3 in the beginning, so just find your third chain, so 1, 2, 3, here, we're gonna just put our hook through here so that little bee is on the hook, and yarn over, pull yarn through this loop and then through the first one as well. So just connect it with a slip stitch. And you can see now we have this little square with 4 corners. So this is our first row done. And now we're gonna just cut this off. So we're done with the first color. And now for the second one. Just take your second color. So for me it will be this peachy orange. And here I'm not gonna tie any knots, but just take this new yarn, put it on a hook and loop it through, and then just pull these quite tight on the other side so it's holding. And now again as before, you're gonna do chain 3, I'm gonna do 2 double crochets into this corner here. So yarn over, so now we have half of our corner here. And now, because this is not a corner but like a wall, we're gonna just chain 1. And again in the corner we're gonna do 3 double crochets. So yarn over, pull yarn through, pull the So now we have again half of the corner, and because it is a corner, we're gonna chain 2, have that corner bit, and again do 3 double crochets inside the same corner as we did just now. So 1, 2, and 3. And you can see, so now I have these two single crochets here and 2 clusters on the side to form the corner. And now again as before, because it's a wall here, you're gonna chain 1 and do another corner bit here. So 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and another 3 double crochets into the same corner. And here you go, we have another corner. And now again, because it's a wall, chain 1 and same thing for the corner again. 3 double crochets, 2 single crochets, and again 3 double crochets in the corner. Again chain 1 for the wall. And now here, so we have already half of the corner, so we're gonna just do 3 double crochets inside the corner. And to finish it off, chain 2 and connect it with a slip stitch again as before, so just count 1, 2, 3. Choose your chain, put your hook through, pull yarn over both chains. And here you go. So you have now your row 2. Just make sure you pull these quite tight. And here you go, we finished row 2, and this is now becoming to look much more like a square. So again, as before, we're gonna cut this off. And take our other preferred color. So I'm gonna use this pink, like bubblegum pink. And we're gonna do exactly the same as before. So just take your yarn, the new yarn, put it through. Make sure you pull the other old yarn quite tight and the new loose end as well. And while just holding that, chain 3. Just pull it tight. And then again, we're gonna do 2 double crochets into the corner that we started from. So again, as before, we start with half a corner. And now again, because it's a wall here, we're gonna chain 1. And here in this gap now, we're gonna do another cluster of 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. So this now is kind of making the square bigger and building it. So each time we have these gaps on the sides, not on the corners, we would just put 3 double crochets. And now again, chain 1, because it's a wall here. And for the corner, again, gonna be 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. 2, 3, chain 2, and again 3 double crochets. So now you can see that this half a corner, wall bit, and the full corner. And now again the same as before, because it's a wall, chain 1, and inside this gap we're gonna do 3 double crochets. And chain 1, and another 3 double crochets. And because it's a corner, gonna do chain 2, and 3 double crochets again into the same corner. And chain 1, inside this space here again 3 double crochets. Chain 1, then again 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets for the corner. And again, chain 1, this gap for the wall, gonna be 3 double crochets. and chain 1. And now we reach the end of our corner that we started with. So we're gonna do again 3 double crochets. And to finish the corner, gonna chain 2 and just count 1, 2, 3 into our third chain from the one we made, the very first one. Put yarn through, pull through, and pull through again, just slip stitch. And now we have made third row. So for the fourth and fifth row, or depending how big you make your square, it's gonna be exactly the same. So you're gonna start with half of the corner. For each gap here, you would make clusters of 3 double crochet, and then again for the corner here, gonna be 3 double crochet, then 2 chains and 3 double crochet, and just keep doing that until you reach your desired width. And I'm gonna reach when you reach the last corner. So now we're at the last corner. So again, do chain for here and do 3 double crochets into this corner. And to finish it off, chain 2 and slip stitch. First chain, and here you go. And now just to fasten it off, at least for me, it's because I'm finished and I'm gonna do just 5. I'm gonna just do another chain, pull through, and just cut your yarn. Pull what's left over here, pull it through, and here you go. So you have your first square, and basically, because the tension might be slightly different or the yarn that you're using, I would advise just measure how big is your square and then measure your chest and see how many squares you will need to cover it. So now, after you have all the squares that you need, you're just gonna put it in the pattern that you want. So I'm just gonna do this. So it's gonna be like a checkered pattern with granny squares. So that's gonna be front, so 6 pieces, and from the back it's gonna be another 6 pieces. So just 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 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 and here. And basically what we're gonna do, so you kind of have 2 panels of 6s, so back and front. So we're gonna do just first one here, and what we're gonna do now is just sew everything together. You're gonna need a tapestry needle, and I just used the same yarn that I used to do the corners, well, the edges for the granny squares. We're just gonna take some yarn, I usually try to take quite long thread. It's just so there's not extra ends to weave in. And now we're just gonna take, so first I'm gonna just do this line here, and then later on here, here, and for the other panel to connect here as well. So we're gonna kind of make a tube. To sew this all together, just take 2 squares and gonna start from the corner. So because you have 2 little stitches here as the corner, so I'm gonna just take one of them from one side and then another one from other square. and then just pull through. Do a little knot here. And now for the rest of this, I'm just gonna keep doing the same. So you're gonna take one stitch here and then another from the other square, which is just on the other side, and just pull through. And again, I'm gonna do the same. So just second stitch, pull it in. You try to pick up both V's, well, both stitches from both sides, so the little V's on your needle. And then here on the other side, the same. And then just pull through. Again, next stitch here. And pull through. So, and that's just how you're gonna do it. So you're gonna connect here in the corner, just so it's the same on the other side. And do that until all the squares are connected. And on the other side, I try to do it quite tight, so the square is as close as possible, and it kind of just has this little, it's not invisible, but kind of blends in with the yarn, so I can't really see, and it just becomes like a stitch. And I will meet you after all the squares are sewn. After you're done sewing everything together, it should look something like this, like a rectangular shape. And see the stitching, like obviously it is here, but it's quite kind of blends in with the whole top. And now, just to make the edge even, I'm gonna do a row of single crochets all around. So just take your yarn, choose approximately where your back is going to be, and then just put your hook into one of the stitches, pull yarn through, and we're just going to chain and just do single crochets all around. And when you reach the end, just connect with a slip stitch as we did before. And fasten it up. So that's our top part, and then we're gonna do the same for the bottom. Just do single crochets all around. So after you're done with everything, for the straps, usually I like to just put it on and mark with stitch markers the placements where I want my straps to go. So after you're done deciding where your straps are gonna go, we just gonna do a strap of double crochets. So take your yarn, and I think I'm just gonna go into the middle stitch here. Take yarn through. Fasten it off. Keep it nice and tight. So just chain 2 here, and now we're gonna do double crochets till the end of the stitch marker. So for me that was 9 double crochets, and now we're gonna chain 1, turn our work, and just continue doing double crochets on the other side. So just put your yarn over, put your hook in the first stitch, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And we're gonna keep doing the double crochets till the end. And basically the whole strap is just gonna be double crochets. If you think you need slightly more support, you can always do this in single crochets. And then again, when you reach the end, chain 1, turn your work, and continue doing double crochets. So continue this until you reach the desired length for the strap, and I'm gonna meet you when the straps are done. After you're done doing both straps, so for me I did 28 rows, and then now I usually just leave a bit of a tail, and then we can just sew it on the other side. It's just I don't want to crochet because it's gonna leave a bump, and this is gonna make it nicer and more seamless connection. So we're gonna just take our tapestry needle, the yarn, and just make sure it is on the wrong side. And that it is on the same spot as here. For the crochet not to become loose, just pull the yarn through your loop and fasten it off, so it's not gonna unravel. And now just find the stitch on the other side. The same way that we sewed the squares together, we're gonna sew the straps to the top as well. So just pull your yarn through. Just gonna do twice the first one to make it nice and secure. And the yarn on the other stitch, so just quite seamless, and then we're just gonna go one by one for 9 stitches to connect it here. And after you're done, just fasten it off. You should just make a little knot here. And then you can do straight away weave at this end, because you know, why do double the work? So I'm just gonna put the needle under some of the stitches. So it doesn't unravel. And you should try to move it a few different directions so it stays in place. Now just cut this on. So the steps are done. The only thing now, the most fun part is, all you have left is just to weave in the ends. So usually what I do for the squares is you just take your tapestry needle, and for the middle it's probably the easiest and my favorite one because it's just so much space to hide it. So you just take it and kind of go under the stitches. And I try to do a bit in a circle so it makes that little hole a bit smaller, because we did not do magic circle, so it's kind of a little way to cheat this. And for these two, because we did not fasten them off, I usually just tie a little knot. Put the both yarn in one needle just to make it faster, but you can do it one by one as well. So you're just trying to hide this yarn under the stitches. And here you go, perfect. And now we're going to do exactly the same with all the rest. And after you're done with this, that's it, and your top is done. So this is the end of the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I will see you in my future videos. Bye!